Welcome to Fast Instant Karma. The moment you think you can outsmart the law, you've already lost. Especially when someone decides to do something stupid right in front of some no-nonsense cops. Alright, let's get into it.
Driver, open the driver door.
What's your birthday? What's your birthday? Get off the road!
Touching an official horse without permission is understandable. The cavalry did this to ensure the safety of both sides. Okay, that turn was smooth, but still not smoother than that very loving arm grab from the officer. Good thing the officer was safe. Yeah, this isn't take a stand, it's taking a stupid one. Being drunk enough to try opening the airplane door in mid-air is truly beyond the limits of stupidity. The pilot had to make an emergency landing to deal with it.
Hey, I'm coming! Look, I'm coming!
And when the French police boarded, they dragged him off as fast as collecting lost luggage.
Shut it off! Turn the car off! Turn it off! Put your hands up! Put on the road!
Sims, 27, demanded to see the police chief like he was asking for a Walmart manager, and completely lost it when he was told no.
You have to make an appointment with the chief to see him.
He couldn't handle comments about his mental state, but had no problem calling officers retarded.
Think I'm playing, bro? Huh? Ain't nobody fucking mental. Fucking call somebody so I can fucking talk to someone.
I'm gonna see you again. Hope so.
Now he's got plenty of time to calm down in jail, thinking about that $100,000 bond. Oh, that's bad for him. The only person he chose to rob was standing right next to an off-duty cop. You can call it karma, but honestly, that's just bad timing at its finest. Ooh, in a world where men think they're immortal after a few beers, a single blow from the police is enough to reset their dignity back to default. know that type, the more wrong they are, the harder they deny it. Even they themselves don't know what they're saying anymore. This girl's the perfect example. Drunk, driving the wrong way, cutting people off.
Just your eyes. Don't move your head at all, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Just your eyes.
I'm just really upset. My head is like...
Okay. All right, but
so
just for this test, just to get it done, just your eyes, all right? Not your head.
Turn around. You're under arrest. You're under arrest. Place your hands on your head.
Please have a seat in the car.
Come on, get in the car. Don't make this harder than it has to be. Go.
Everything can be explained more and worked out later, but you need to have a seat in the car.
No, it cannot be explained.
And the way she refused the breath test like she was negotiating a contract. Girl, this isn't a job interview with ICE. This bearded dude came in acting like the toughest guy in the room, but forgot one thing though. His opponent was a professionally trained security guard. Before the guy could even get aggressive, he was already locked up and thrown to the floor. Clean textbook move. Trevor completely lost control, screaming and even hurting his dad, throwing the whole family into chaos. Despite being injured, when officers arrived, the father immediately stepped in and stood between both sides to calm things down. Thanks to his timely intervention, Trevor was only cooled down with mild measures, instead of things going any further. Oops! She strained her neck and screamed like a microphone, and the soldier pressed the mute button with a single spray.
Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. There we go. You're pulling on that. Where's the baton? Get it in here. Get the baton in here.
All he brought was anger and wild swinging arms, while the police brought patience, backup, and a few volts to close the case.
Russian has been notified. They're going to try and get green light.
TBI, A and B.
10-4's vehicle stop.
No, he's on the Alright.
What's reporting?
We're still...
I wasn't running.
That's the keys. That's all I got.
You can make all that tips come out, bro. You can make all that tips come out, bro.
She really should have let the police do their job instead of jumping in and turning everything into a mess. That said, the third officer's kick definitely raised some questions about whether it was appropriate in that moment. Either way, everyone ended up getting exactly what they earned. Turns out, people who cause trouble also hate dealing with trouble. Shocking, right? So, whose side are you on here?
Well, I'm sure if I took your dirty fingerprints outside and got your fingerprints, you'd have a long history of.
Excuse me?
You have dirty
You want to
fingerprints.
do it? Let's go check it out. Check it out. Come on.
Stop. Don't grab
No, I want
grab the
you.
card. Let
I
go.
will grab my purse.
Let go. You can take the purse. Go ahead. You gotta
I
leave the
want you
store.
to take my fingerprint. Thank you. Take my fingerprint. Seriously, I prove you wrong. Okay, thanks.
We would have to go all the way out to my car out front
Yeah,
with
you're-
my fingerprints.
Kayla went from "I didn't do anything" to kicking over a bunch of buckets and screaming like the cameras weren't rolling.
Oh boy, that's actually called disorderly conduct. Stop where you are. You're under arrest.
On top of that, her arrest warrant and a wallet full of contraband credit cards that weren't hers were revealed.
I swear to God, you guys are. I'm not under arrest. Stop. You guys are.
Hey.
You guys are so out of pocket.
I got it.
And the final cherry on top, her husband falling asleep drunk in the car waiting for her. Exactly the kind of couple that makes cops just sigh. I don't know why, but every time cops say, "Step back," young folks somehow hear, "Move closer."
Over here, but you're not gonna talk over me. You're gonna tell me what happened, and we're gonna move on. So you were there.
Yes, sir. I was standing right there.
Okay, so tell me what happened from the top.
I know. I seen more than 5 boats. I seen.
Hey, Juju, no, come up here. No, you're not talking to anybody.
Come here. No,
listen.
I have nothing to do with it.
I don't care. I'm telling you, you're gonna stay up here.
But I have nothing to do with it.
Okay, you can either stay here. You're gonna go in handcuffs. You're gonna go in handcuffs.
All right, bro. All right. Hey, chill.
The police were trying to separate people to figure out what happened, but everyone kept jumping in to help and just made things worse.
Do you want to go? You want to go jail? Go.
I wasn't part of it. I wasn't part of it.
Put your hands behind your back. No. Hey, get the back.
I was just saying.
No, bro. No. What is wrong, bro? What the? Are you serious?
No.
What the? Bro, are you serious? What is your problem?
From one suspect to an entire group going to the police station. That's what you call failed teamwork.
315, 1019.
This is Chris, who woke up the entire neighborhood, challenged 5 police officers to a push-up contest, recounted his life story, and still believed he would be able to walk to the hospital on his own.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now, whoever could go toe-to-toe with me, you're scared. Are you scared or not? Be honest.
I'm not scared of you, dude.
I know you're not scared of me. I'm scared of me.
Meanwhile, the police officers calmly transformed into reluctant babysitters to soothe Chris at 1 a.m.
Touch me. If you were stressed, you're all weak.
Okay, Chris.
Take your march. All right, take me to jail.
Thank you.
We're taking you to jail for it. We're taking you to the hospital. You guys take me to the hospital.
The outcome was predictable. The suspect was convicted of disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. It was simply a matter of leaving the mall as requested. But Lola decided to escalate the situation by arguing and resisting.
Back off. Go ahead.
You're gonna go.
I never watched Steve Bird. He was like balloony.
Things hit a breaking point when she suddenly swung at a police officer.
I will put you in the car.
Because
Okay.
Are you serious right now?
Of course, with that decision, she upgraded her offense straight to felony.
all right, thanks, bro. Thanks, mom.
And just like that, we've got another group of people turning themselves into perfect examples of too reckless, too stupid. If you're enjoying this series, don't forget to like and follow. See you in the next episode.